Hello everyone, this is Josh from Big Slicks Anything and Everything, and for today's video we are going to do something a little different. We're going to do a little cooking video. I'm going to show you how I like to cook steaks when done over the stove. Now for these particular steaks, I end up getting some ribeyes. These are some fairly thick ribeyes that I got from Costco. And I'm going to start off with how I end up prepping my steaks. So once they're thawed out, what I like to do is I take the steaks and I like to just kind of sprinkle a whole bunch of, grind out a bunch of salt, cover them up with salt and some pepper as well. I don't really use anything else like a marinade or anything like that. For ribeyes, it's just not needed. Maybe for a cheaper piece of steak, I might put a little Worcestershire sauce on them, but in this case, just put a little bit of salt and some pepper on them, and then I like to let them sit. I'll let them sit for probably about 5 hours in the back. I'll put them back in the fridge and let them sit for about 5 hours. They're in the fridge, and then when it's time to go ahead and start cooking these bad boys, I will take a cast iron skillet, coat it up with some olive oil, and I'll slice up some really thin onions, and I'll put those in the pan and let them warm up. Wait for it to get really hot. Typically, I don't turn the burner all the way to high. I might put it up to about, on a scale of 1 to 10, about a 7 or an 8, because I want to get that good char going. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for it. Now also we'll put a little bit of butter in there as well. As you can see, let that sizzle up. And just kind of wait for that skillet to get nice and hot. There we go. Yeah, we can push fast forward through that a little bit. Get that spread up. And then it's time to put the steak. Now what I'll normally do with this, what I like to do is like to sear up the edges of the steak. This will help kind of seal in. I found that it kind of helps seal in the juices, especially when you're dealing with a really thick cut of steak. In this case, I'll just kind of like go from edge to edge for a few seconds just to get that seared up. Yeah, there we go. Get those nice and brown. Now, depending on how you like your steak done, in my case, I like mine medium rare. Now, everyone has their own preference, of course. Now, what I do is cook that steak for about with this hot, about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Occasionally, kind of quarter turning them around. Of course, as I'm cooking this, I might put another couple slices, put a couple of pieces of butter on top and just kind of let those soak into the steak. This helps make it really juicier. Yeah, I can see that bad boy going now. And then yeah, I'll like take some of the melted butter on there, kind of base around the top and around the edges. Of course, everyone has their own definitions of what rare looks like versus medium rare versus medium and so forth. And then yeah, you can see this, I'm going to like quarter turn a little bit. Try and get that cooked as even as possible. turned again. And it comes about time to turn. As you can see right there, it's got a nice char on that, just like you want. And once again, we're going to baste that up a little bit. Like that. About 3 to 4 minutes on each side, depending on the thickness of the steak. You kind of sometimes have to play with it. It's best to try, like, I would, you know, if you like medium rare steaks and it's a thick steak, try with about 3 minutes each side at first, and then later on, it's always better to undercook a little bit because you can always put it back on there for a minute or so on each side. Because you certainly don't want a well done steak, that's for sure. And the thing too is, when you get done cooking that, when you take it off the, whether you're